let's get to our guest immediately. He's an award-winning actor. He's a writer. He's a podcaster. You'll know him from the likes of Years and Years and Him and Her and Plainclothes and so much more besides. Doctor Who. He was in Sherlock for 10 minutes at one stage, as well as the History Boys and everything else. But he's here to talk about the second book he's written. And I was saying earlier on, this is a beautiful, beautiful book. And it's called Art School in a Book, A Future Artist's Guide to Contemporary Art. Let's just call it Art School for the purpose of this conversation. Russell Tovey, what a pleasure to meet you.
Oh my God, pleasure to be here, Ryan.
Thanks.
Thank you.
I was saying before, talking about you behind your back, saying that this book is really, I think it's more than beautiful. I think it's important because it is sowing seeds into the minds of younger readers and younger students and future artists and saying, I didn't know that, or where is this? Where can I go and see this? Why would you, given all your acting career and all the things that you could do with your life, why did you decide to put time and effort into this?
I think I would have wanted to see this book when I was that age. I think at 9 years old, I felt like I loved art and art wasn't for me. I was scared of it. I would go into museums or galleries and feel very
overwhelmed.
But in awe. I mean, as a kid, you are overwhelmed by these spaces. But as I turned into an adult, I felt exactly the same. I'd walk into galleries and I'd put my head down. I'd rush around as quick as possible. I'd apologise for being there and be like, I know you don't want me in here, but I just love the art and I'm really sorry I took up the space.
Wow.
And so I started this podcast with my best friend, Robert, in 2018. Because I wanted to make something accessible, non-academic, non-elitist, that people felt like art could be for them. Because I get so excited. Whenever I go into a museum or gallery, I get like tingles.
Oh,
because
I can feel it talking to you.
Yeah,
it's
exciting. I'm just a geek and a nerd. And when I came out as a geek and a nerd is when the universe has expanded for me. And art has been one of those things that alongside acting all my life has been like a great love of mine. And so to be able to bring that into the conversation and use whatever platform I have to be a conduit to discovery and bring people into art has been the biggest privilege.
Okay, a million things to come out from that.
Let's break it down, Ryan.
Okay, let's break it down. We'll go with art galleries being prohibitive to people, whether it's from a class thing, an age thing, an education thing. The fact of the matter is that you can walk down a street in Dublin or a street in London and the biggest art galleries and the most beautiful art available and known to man and woman and humankind is there for free. So why do we feel it's exclusive when actually it should be the most inclusive thing in the world? Why is that imposing door so frightening for people?
Well, because it was never given to us. It was never given to us, presented to us in a way that it was allowed to us, so it was othered. And it felt lofty. You know, like you
like
people
opera and ballet have that feeling to it sometimes.
Completely, but people then go and they get told how to receive that information. We're never told how to receive art. We're just presented with something, and if we don't get it, we're made to feel like we're idiots. And all right, you don't get it, it's not for you then. Exactly. But art is exactly... The thing about artists is that they want to communicate with as many people as possible. So these buildings, these kind of like cathedrals are built around art that make it intimidating, but you've got to realise that the artists inside want you to see their art because they want to connect to you. And the things that define us as human beings is all the art we leave behind. Everything that we are is what we've made with our hands, what we've thought about with our brains that have gone through our body and then come out of our hands. And that's incredible. And I think the fact that there's this sort of idea that art is superfluous and unnecessary is just offensive, to be quite honest. I find it. And so I feel a real drive, especially kids, but every age, that art is for you. And we have these free museums and there's public art everywhere. And there's a reason why there's public art, because it makes you feel better. Because you want to go have lunch around it, or you want to go and visit, or have a selfie with it, because you just want to be around it. But we aren't given it. It's been presented as something that is for other people that know more than you. But they don't know more than you, because art is a visceral reaction that you can have. It's a personal one-on-one connection that you then know more about yourself by the way that you react to an artwork.
Beautiful. It's storytelling, isn't it? I mean, it's just a story. It's like a book in a library, also free.
We're given stories, we're given films, we're given books, we're given music, and we're allowed to critique it. I can say to you, I hate that album. You can go, I love that album. I go, cool, respect. But with art, we're not given the ability to critique it because we don't have the understanding of it. So therefore it becomes something else. But as soon as you can critique something and go, I love that painting, I don't like that painting, and you're allowed to have that opinion, then it belongs to you.
Again, so a teacher once said to me, and you know, the great people in life are the great teachers.
Absolutely.
I bet you
so
if I asked
important.
you what was the name of the teacher that changed your life, you could tell me a name of somebody.
I'd say my first drama club teacher, Pat Ledwith, changed my life because she allowed me just to be free and to embrace my emotions as a young actor that was sort of trying to find my way in the world. And it freed me up. And as I've got older, I realised the impact that she had on me at such a young, impressionable age changed my life.
So There you are. And everyone listening can go, that teacher is that. I'll just
Yeah.
tell you this. So the one teacher said to me was, when you go, an art teacher, if you go into an art gallery, don't go in to look at all the paintings. Find 3 and go home. It's not bad, because it just means it's not
Great.
just,
Well, Alan Bennett says above every entrance to a gallery, it should be, you haven't got to like everything.
Yeah.
And you won't like everything. You'll hate most things.
I love it.
But you find that one thing and you go, oh, I do like this. Why do I like this? Then lean into that and go, right, what is it about this? Is it the colours? Is it the form? Is it the surface?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it the shape? What is it depicting? And that will unlock everything.
Hold that thought, Russell.
I'm holding it.
Because we have, we're going to get into the book in a minute. We've got to play some music. Russell Tovey is our guest today. I don't think we're going to talk about acting at all today.
That's totally fine.
I think that's probably good for you.
Well, we're here for the book.
We're here for the book. Back in a sec. Actually, I was thinking of a story there. You know the National Portrait Gallery. You're in the National Portrait Gallery.
I'm in the National Portrait Gallery, with a painting by an artist called Daron Langberg, who's based in Brooklyn.
Did you pose for it, or
I did pose for it.
And did you decide what nature the pose would take, or did he decide that?
He decided. He said he just put me in his studio. I took my top off because he likes to paint people as sort of relaxed and at ease, and I just sat back on his couch and he painted me.
And how was it? How did it go?
It's quite an intimidating thing, I guess, of being studied like that close. But you know, I'm an actor and I'm used to people staring at me, so I just embraced it.
Well, it's beautiful. One of my favourite galleries is the National Portrait Gallery.
Yeah. Since they've upgraded it as as well. It's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And I was reading a gorgeous book recently called In Memoriam by Alice Wynne, and it's a World War One story. And the beauty of this city, London City, is that I was able to read that and go, I want to kind of see more of that time in art. So now I'm reading the book and walking down, near Shaftesbury or whatever you might be, and you go, I'm going to go into that era of paintings in the gallery, and suddenly you've got art, words. It's all there.
Yeah.
And equally, when I was reading your book for kids that I was reading like a child because I was enjoying it so much, was St. Pancras Station, which I've been to many times. But then you point out that there's a Tracy Emin, sign installation.
There's a huge neon there that I Want My Time With You that Tracy Emin created that was meant to be temporary, and it's been so popular that it's still up there now. And it's when you get on and off the Eurostar and you can see it, and every time I do it, I always take a selfie with it and send it to her. And she chose herself to have that image in the book because that to her is really important, and it's so poetic.
It's a lovely choice.
Yeah.
And I also, having read, because I'm a book Tomorrow and Tomorrow, that beautiful book which features this painting.
Yeah, that's right,
which
Hokusai's.
is iconic.
Yeah.
Tell us what we're looking at here.
We're looking at Hokusai, which did these woodblock prints historically, and I'm going to pull to that page as well so I can look at it with you.
Page 18,
and they're incredible, and it's called Under the Wave of Kanagawa, and it was made in 1831, and it's iconic. And these is a huge wave that's crashing down on these men in the boat, and then we have this incredible illustrator called Rose Blake, she's a world-class illustrator, artist, daughter of Sir Peter Blake, grew up with art.
Sgt. Pepper's. No?
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts album cover, exactly that. You were just talking about album covers. There you go, and that's an artist that people know of because of an iconic album cover. So that's another way that people can access art.
You could do a book of album covers.
I think there probably is one, but you should.
But you should.
Don't say it now. You should do it.
No, because you've got.
We should do it.
Well, I'll do it with you because.
Great,
or book cover, like iconic book covers, but for kids to go, this is what it is. You also have Banksy in there. This is.
Well, Banks is in there because he's a superstar, and obviously there's a mystery about him, but he's made art so accessible for so many people, and he's highly political, and what he's done is just like magical, really, to be honest,
and free a lot of the time.
And
it's what you were
saying,
saying,
and it's for us again. And also, people feel so protective of Banksy in the way that we should feel protective of the art that's in the National Gallery, because that's ours as well. But we don't feel like it's ours.
Liechtenstein, right?
Liechtenstein's Wham. So this was the first painting I saw that made me realise that as a kid who loved cartoons and animation, I can be a grown-up and still like cartoons and animation.
There's the win. And what I love about this is, as a book's non-snob, and people say only read graphic novels or comics or
anime,
whatever. Don't only anything.
No.
That is if you're reading, you're reading. If you're
looking
that
was
at
my
Liechtenstein,
access. I like this and Andy Warhol and Keith Haring and Liechtenstein was the artist. I remember I can do this. And then when I was 16, the Young British Artist Movement happened, which is
YBA,
artists like Tracy Emin we were just discussing, and they all sounded like me. Yeah. And suddenly, the first time in my life, I went, oh, well, they sound like me, so surely I'm allowed in the rooms where they are, where they've got these exhibitions.
So you were kind of echoing what was happening with actors in the kitchen sink dramas back in the kind of 60s, and when they suddenly went, oh, I could be Richard Harris in this Sporting Life.
I weren't able to afford to go to RADA, but suddenly I'm still an actor.
You're
I'm
hearing
still
Michael
worthy.
Caine, and you're hearing
these voices. You go, oh, there is a world where I can step into.
So this was art's version of it.
Absolutely.
And then, I mean, the iconic Frida,
Kahlo.
who's become like I hate to say it, like a tote bag for a certain generation.
Sure.
But no, I mean that respectfully. She's just so beloved.
But the thing about that is that people might not even realise who Frida Kahlo is, but they have her on a sweatshirt. And it's the same thing as Keith Haring. And Keith Haring and David Wojnarowicz were these American artists. Most people would know Keith Haring is. Yeah. They both died of AIDS very tragically early on in their careers, but they made very political images that were now printed and licensed out onto sweatshirts and tote bags and rucksacks. And I'm really emboldened when I see them, because I think people wearing them don't realise they're like Trojan horses. They've got these things, they think, oh, that's cool, but they don't realise the political weight and the angst and the activism that's behind all these images. And I just think that's incredible that these things are all out in the world and we don't know that they're there, but their message carries on.
You know, we've only scratched the surface here, Russell, and we haven't even said talked about.
Well, I've got to say, the book's available for pre-order now.
Please do say.
It's called Art School and a Book. It's a bestseller on Amazon right now. If we're allowed to say that, I don't know if we are.
You are allowed to say it.
Great.
Yeah. If Amazon's working, it seems to be down at the moment.
It is working, and they keep like a chart on there. But you can buy it from all independent bookstores. But there's links from my Instagram at Russell Tovey, at Toolcart. There's links where you can pre-order. Comes out next week on the 23rd. We're incredibly proud. It's for parents and kids alike.
This week, the 20th. It's the 20th today, so it's
Thursday.
This week.
Oh God, I'm so used to
Come
talking about it last week.
No,
it's Thursday this week.
It's great. Russell Tovey, come and see us again. We'll talk about other things in your life. But I really enjoyed that, and your book is a beautiful. I wouldn't sell our listeners a pup. This is a beautiful thing. Well done.
Thank you so much.
Nice to see you.
You too.